God is everywhere. God knows everything, and God can do anything. In this video, we'll use Psalm 139 and Psalm 23 to show you these things. God is everywhere. That is to say, God is omnipresent. This doesn't mean God is everything. That is pantheism. It doesn't mean God is in everything. That is panentheism. Omnipresent means everything is in God's presence. God is everywhere, and God knows everything. That is to say, God is omniscient. God has all knowledge of all things at all times, past, present, and future, including eternity when time is no more. God knows what happens, before it happens, when it happens, how it happens, why it happens. God has perfect and complete knowledge. We see both God's omnipresence and God's omniscience in Psalm 139, verses 1 through 16. Verses 1 through 4 says God is watching and knows your thoughts, your ways, and your words before you ever speak them. Verse 5 says that God is behind you, before you, and beside you. Verse 6 says God's knowledge is more than you can comprehend. Verses 7 through 12 describe the fact that no matter where you go, God is there. God is everywhere. And verses 13 through 16 say God wove your mind and heart together inside your mother, that you know God in your soul, and that God knew the whole story of your life before you ever lived it, because God is omnipresent and God is omniscient. And God can do anything. That is to say, God is omnipotent. This means that God has power over all things, and God is the source of all power. God has the power to do whatever God wants, and everything that exists and everything that continues to exist does so only because God allows it. God is omnipresent, God is omniscient, and God is omnipotent. And this brings us to Psalm 23. Verse 1, David says God is his shepherd, so David will always have what he most needs. And then, as David had said in Psalm 139:5, he says that God is before him, beside him, and behind him. He pictures that in the rest of the psalm. Verses 2 through 3 pictures God going before David, leading him to still waters and paths of righteousness. Verses 4 through 5 pictures God beside David, comforting him even though he walks through danger, and providing for him even in the presence of his enemies. And then in verse 6, God is behind David, following him with goodness and mercy all the days of his life. And after he dies, David will be in the immediate presence of God's fully revealed glory forever. God is everywhere, behind you, beside you, before you, but not in the same way. You see, how you experience God depends on how you see God. The ups and downs and all-arounds of life happen to every one of us. And in all of that, you can't escape God. But in all of that, you can enjoy God. It's better to admit God and submit to God than deny God and rebel against God. But the choice is yours.